Hey, welcome back. Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed some of the things we've been putting out there, along with our review of the movies that have come out in 2023 so far, and our Sounds of Horror segment looking at Extro and the horror movie score that was attached to that, composed by director Harry Bromley Davenport. Um, and yeah, so let's take a look at the final segment that we're going to be looking at. So if you tune into the full moon sessions, the whole point is that we're going to be looking at the month that was, and then looking ahead at the horizon. We're going to dub this at the moment fresh kills. So we're looking at those things that are whetting our appetite on the near horizon, and we've got a few that we want to quickly chat about with you. One of them is on the verge of being released this week. Hopefully, if I get this edited and knocked out in time, it won't be too stale. I am going to be heading to see the screening of this on Wednesday, of the 5th of July. Making that up. It's this Wednesday anyway, time of record, and that is Insidious: The Red Door, which is so it's Thursday, the 6th of July. Thank you. I've just reread my notes. And this is the fifth installment of the Insidious franchise, and interestingly helmed this time around by Patrick Wilson, who has been in the original two films in what would be his directorial debut. This is set 10 years later with a strong focus on the father and son relationship. So Patrick Wilson playing reprising the role of Josh, and his son Dalton also reprised by the original kid in the first two films, Ty Simpkins. So it's great to see them using the same actor for that as well. And it also has a return from the grave for Elise, played by Lynn Shay, albeit via video recording a la Randy Meeks in the Scream franchise. The subject matter around suppressed emotions and memories and the impact that has on the psyche seems to be the take of it from what I can gather from the trailer. What are your thoughts on this film? And we're like a hair's breadth away from seeing it in cinema release, but what's your take on it so far, Miles?
Look, I watched the first couple and then I sort of drifted away from it, and I thought it just suddenly went into. I felt like they were trying to milk the franchise a little bit. But this one looks like a cracker. I mean, the fact that they
Yeah,
brought back all the original cast, you've got Patrick Wilson, you've got Rose Byrne, and you've got the kid.
yeah.
I think, well, obviously there's something going on with it, because
Hmm.
these guys aren't, they're not desperate for cash, especially Rose Byrne. She's got her own, I think Apple TV have given her two of her own
Yeah,
shows, so so she's not desperate for cash, but so it must be good. I don't know.
yeah,
I'm kind of holding out for this one. I reckon it's gonna be a cracker. The first two are great, so
yeah.
I'm really keen on this one.
I actually in this time have gone back, and I have been watching the franchise. So I have watched the first two recently. I'm about to watch the third one tonight, after we've
Mm.
finished our record, and then hopefully watch the fourth one ahead of Wednesday when I'm going to see the advanced screening. So stay tuned for my gut reaction take on that as well. I'm hopefully attending that with Anthony Yee, and see what our initial, I call them gut reactions. There are initial thoughts and reactions after coming out from the film before we post our final thoughts on it, like a few 24 hours after the mix, while we let the dust settle. It does look interesting. I like the trailer. The look of the trailer looks good. I like the energy of it. I like the idea that they are still exploring that father-son relationship. I feel like that is an area that could be worthy to explore, and the idea of suppressed memories. So yeah, could be a fun one. All right, the second film that or series, sorry, that we're going to be looking at in the next month is in July, on July 8th, and it's streaming here in Australia on Prime, and that's The Horror of Dolores Roach. It's from our friends at Blumhouse. It's a comedy horror take. The
Mm.
write-up says, after an unjust 16-year prison sentence, Dolores Roach, played by Justina Mercado, returns to a gentrified Washington Heights, where she reunites with an old stoner friend, Louis, who lets her live and work as a masseuse in the basement under his Empanda shop. When the promise of her newfound stability is quickly threatened, Magic Hands, as she's called, Dolores, is driven to shocking extreme to survive. Um, this is one of those ones that could be hit or miss. The trailer
Mm.
looks kind of fun. Looks like it's got a good energy to it, but is it going to be a bit one hat? I don't know. It's hard to tell at this stage. I feel like even though it wasn't a comedy, I feel like I don't know if you ended up checking out Swarm, which was
Is it the
childish
series?
the childish Gambino
Yeah, no, I didn't
wrote
watch that
wrote
one.
um that one's really good. I really had a lot of fun watching that. It's only like about
Oh,
eight
okay.
episodes long, and they're fair. It's a fairly nice take, and I
They're
enjoyed
short,
the
aren't they?
journey. Yeah, they're not that long. And there's
Mm,
some good little cameos in there, which you can expect from somebody who
mm,
works in the industry to
mm.
pull in some friends and contacts. Um, but I kind of felt like it really was a good fun ride, and I felt that was interesting. Whereas I feel like this one's obviously going to go with a bit more of a comical tone. But I don't know. I'll still check it out, but I feel like after the pilot, it might not have a lot to offer. But on
I
that
mean, it
journey,
might be one
I'm
of
still
those
going to.
cases where we haven't actually seen much of it yet. It's kind of hard. And when's it gonna? It's on Prime, is it?
It's on Prime, yeah, and it's out the end of
Yeah.
this week. I think I want to say Friday. It premieres on July the 8th
Okay.
here,
They're doing
so
some
it's
good
it's fairly
things. Like
soon.
I like Justine Machado. I was a big 6 Feet Under fan, and you may remember her. She was married to what's his? I can't remember what his name was. It was the guy who did the embalming, the young Mexican guy, or that did the embalming thing
Yes,
brought in,
I can see his
and
face, but damn, I cannot think of his name. But yes, I know who you mean.
yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, she was great in that. So it's nice to
yeah,
see. It's such a different lead than you expect. And as I said,
yeah.
Prime are doing great things. I just want I'm halfway through Deadlock at the moment, which I absolutely adore.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
So good.
Yeah, I
Um,
forgot that was on my list. Yeah,
it is so
it's like
funny,
too
man.
many things to watch, man. Yeah,
It is one of the funniest Australian comedies I've like drama comedy things I've seen in a long time. I
yeah, cool.
cannot stop laughing every episode. But yeah, I'm really excited about what Prime are doing. I think they're giving a
Yeah,
lot of different people voices. I feel
I,
this
I
is like the Latino sort of show that they haven't really
yes.
done. They sort of covered a lot of different other nationalities and across the worldwide spectrum, but they
Hmm.
haven't really done any kind of Latino show, so it should be
No,
interesting to see
no.
what they do. But yeah, I'd watch the first. I'd give the first couple episodes a go and see how it goes.
Yeah, sounds cool, man. I'm definitely going to check it out as well, as I said.
Mm,
Like, so going from one Latino kind of style story to another, and another adaptation or franchise alternative take from the original Bird Box film, and this one's called Bird Box Barcelona, and it's going to premiere on Netflix
mm,
from July 14. The write up of this says after an entity of mysterious origin annihilates the world's population, causing those who observe it to take their own lives, Sebastian and his daughter begin their own great adventure of survival in Barcelona. Um,
mm,
there is a play on it from what I could see of the trailer. It does play on that whole, the cult kind of side of it, where there's a group of people from the original one, where there was a group of people that
okay.
were wanting to kind of almost worship these
Yeah, yeah.
entities and allow. It seems like it's playing with that a little bit. So it'd be interesting to see where they go with it. Setting
Mm.
it in a different cultural perspective as well could be an interesting take. Will it offer
To
anything
be
new? I don't
honest,
know at this stage.
I think anything without Sandra Bullock is probably a bonus. I cannot stand her as an actor. I
Come on,
appreciate the
Miss
fact
Congeniality.
that
Yeah, come
the
on.
original, oh god, the original movie had
Talking
its
about horror
moments,
shows.
but I was so distracted by the fact that I just cannot stand watching Sandra Bullock in anything.
Yeah.
This one was good though. I mean, this has got Georgina Campbell from Barbarian in it, which
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of.
Yeah.
It was one of my
Yeah.
favorite
Same.
horror movies of last year, and so
Same.
I'm really quite excited. I've been holding out watching the trailer, and then I saw the trailer today actually, and I got quite excited about this. The concept is amazing anyway.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
I
Yeah.
think the last movie was just ruined by Sandra Bullock being Sandra Bullock throughout the whole
Uh,
time. Maybe I'll give it another go. I don't know. I
Maybe
might
you
give it
should. Maybe
a
you
go for
should.
it.
I
Yeah.
might. I might. I'm going to go back there anyway in the lead up to this one as well. So just a reminder that that's on Netflix from July the 14th to check that one out.
Yeah, no,
Now,
I'm keen for that one.
the next one, and actually our final two discussions are probably really, really big discussion points. These guys are from the Raka Raka Boys, right? So this is and we're going to champion these because they're homegrown, right? So they're
Oh,
Aussies
absolutely.
who are doing good stuff. And this film's called Talk to Me. It's going to be in cinemas in July 28th, and actually we're very, very, very lucky to have a ticket prize giveaway. Double passes up for grabs. All you have to do is follow this page and like a comment on here somewhere. Doesn't matter where across the social platforms that we host our stuff on: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or do we still talk about Twitter? And TikTok.
Yeah.
But do let us know anywhere across our social handles and here on YouTube as well. And you could be in the running for those that prize giveaway. Check that out. But what is all the buzz about? What's all the fuss? Let's look at the
Ooh.
synopsis right up. It says when a group of friends discover how to conjure spirits using an embalmed hand, they become hooked on the new thrill until one of them goes too far and unleashes terrifying supernatural forces. The video, the trailer for this looks fucking nuts. I think it's great.
Oh,
It's
it's
almost
so
a bit
good.
of a almost feels like it's going to be a bit of a supernatural take on the monkey's tail monkey's paw, sorry, fable.
Mhm.
But in this instance it's not like the three wishes, it's like just contacting the dead through this embalmed hand, and the dangers that one goes to if you push the envelope too far. It looks really good. I'm loving the energy of this. What's your take
Yeah.
on it, Miles?
Oh, look, I heard about it a little while ago because I follow a guy called Daly Pearson on Twitter, and he's the guy.
Yeah.
He's one of the creatives, head creatives at Ludo, which create Bluey, the
Mhm.
children's show. And he also Daly Pearson is also known as Daryl, which is Thor's housemate in the little Marvel spin-offs, and you
Yeah,
can see
yes,
him
that's it.
in latest Thor movie as well. But he actually wrote the treatment and the concept for this film, and then sent it to the Raka Raka boys and said, "This is your first feature." And it just, I think they obviously got the treatment and the concept and ran with it from there. So they've written the script and under Ludo's guidance, and have I think they launched it at Sundance earlier this year,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
went
that's right. Yeah.
nuts for them, and they've just been like distribution deals straight away. And I'm really excited about this. I was talking to my
Me
wife
too.
about it the other night, and I said, this is a film that's going to tap into Australian audiences so well. It's an Australian genre film, and it got a whole bunch of young people in it. I think young people are going to love this film, and it's going to go
Yeah,
gangbusters for
it
the
will.
Australian film industry, and I think I'm very excited about this.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the Raka Raka boys themselves have such a strong following on YouTube and within
Amazing.
the
Yeah.
younger market anyway, that they all you have to say is, this is a film by the Raka Raka boys, and you've got a couple of million people going to see them. I mean, what they get, like 12 million. The average film that they've got on YouTube is like 12 30 million dollar 30 million views. So if they get
Yeah,
even
yeah.
half of that, they've made their money back.
Oh,
So
you can tell that this is going to reap its rewards, right? It's definitely,
yeah.
and it'd just be interesting to see how they pay it off, and whether it it is able to kind of tick all the boxes. Like I definitely, no doubt,
Yeah.
it's going to pull the people in. No doubt, it's going to sell really, really well. And it's definitely
Yeah.
got a good buzz about it, which is exciting. It's exciting for an Australian to see that kind of energy being
Mm.
put into the genre industry over here. So I'm kind of really wanting to champion their cause. If you're interested, like I said, I'm going to really plug this. We do have double ticket prize giveaways to go and see the film when it releases in July 28th. You don't want to miss out on this. It's going to be the biggest thing this side of Christmas. So do go check that out for sure. It's definitely got these guys at the Surgeons of Horror alumni really, really
Yeah.
eager to see it. So yeah, check that one out. The next one film we're going to discuss very, very quickly before we bow out is one that just had the trailer drop about 5 days ago from record, I think. And that is, and it's another one that has a big following.
It's a
And
massive
that
following,
is
yeah.
it's massive following, and it's going to come out in Halloween. Again, it's from our guys at Blumhouse that are behind it, and it is Five Nights at Freddy's. The tagline with this is when the night shift starts, the nightmare begins. And the little write up they've given for this is a troubled security guard begins working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. During his first night on the job, he realizes that the night shift at Freddy's won't be so easy to get through. Pretty soon, he will unveil what actually happened at Freddy's. Um, One thing it's going to be hard for, I feel, the film creators here is to capture the tension that is in the game
Yeah.
of the of Five Nights at Freddy's. Having watched the trailer, I feel like they're going for a different take. There are going to be Hunger Games fans out there eager to see Josh Hutcherson again on the screen. He's always worthy in his performance whenever he's on screen, so I'm quite excited about that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like what was the Banana Splits movie that came out has that whole kind of animatronics gone wild thing as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Um I don't know. I think it could be in danger of being too little too late in coming out. It'll be really interesting to see the take on it though. I will still go and
Do
see
you
it.
know
I'll still
much
do it.
about the franchise?
The franchise is huge, absolutely
It's
huge. Like
yeah, my
there's a
son is
lot
a
of different
massive
variants on
fan.
it. Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
the
so
thing, right? There are kids your son's age that
yeah,
will absolutely go off their nuts at seeing
they are
a
already going off
version
their
of
nuts
this.
about it.
Yeah. So it's not that I don't think it's gonna be I definitely think it's gonna get bums on seats. I
Mm,
don't know if they're gonna come away entirely happy. I just look, it comes down to tone, right? It's gonna come like when you've got something that huge that has a certain style and edge to it,
yeah.
it's got to be really played well for it to be pulled off. And
Mm,
I wonder if they're going to get it right. Having said that, we already know that Blumhouse does this and does it well,
yeah,
right? So
yeah.
it's in safe hands. But I am very much on the fence with it, I have to say. We'll see.
Look, I think if they just get even a small amount of the fans to come to see the film, then they're gonna make a fucking fortune essentially. Because you've got
Absolutely.
it's funny because my son has been following this film since like the initial, is it going to happen? No, it's not
Oh
going to
yeah.
happen.
It
Is it
felt
going to
yeah,
happen?
it
Is
felt
it
like that
not
was
going to
happening
happen? It's
ages.
fallen
Yeah,
over
yeah, yeah.
so many times because
Yeah.
the original creator of the series, and this is a series of video games and novels and
Yeah.
graphic novels and toys, and it's
Yeah.
just all the stuff that happens usually after a movie franchise. It's happened before,
It's happened
and
before.
now
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
putting it
yeah.
onto the
It's
big
very true.
screen. So the actual creator has actually spent a lot of time knowing and yesing and knowing and yesing, and he's actually had. This is what my son writes. He's had final say, and he's happy with the
Okay.
script.
All
So
right.
if he's
All
happy
right.
with the script, then it must be good. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I got a feeling, and there's a lot of fans who are really picky about if they go into a bad territory, they're gonna either rip it apart or
Yeah,
embrace it in wholly.
yeah,
I
and
mean,
that's what I mean.
one of the
Like,
main things. One of the main things that they're really excited about at the moment, especially with the trailer, is you see the cab driver at the end. He's
yes,
a famous YouTuber who
okay,
talks about Nights at Freddy's. So they know their market, and so
okay,
all the fans are completely losing their blobby because of that he's in in the movie too.
okay,
So
okay.
I think their market's going to be. Then this is weird. I don't know what rating's going to be because it looks quite
No,
gory, but
yeah,
the average fan is about 13 to 16 years old.
yeah,
So if
yeah.
they can't get into the movie, then they're fucked because they'll have to wait till they either go straight to streaming or it'll flop. But yeah, I think a lot of
Yeah,
parents are going to
it,
be
it
having arguments with kids. Ask,
I agree with you, and that's why I'm really on the
sorry.
fence with it. It's a really delicate one to play, and it'll be really interesting to
Mm,
see.
mm,
Look, it's either going to go one way or the other, right? Let's face it. Um, so
yeah.
I'm keen. I'm keen for it. Don't get me wrong, really keen for it to because
As a
I
film, it doesn't look that
yeah,
amazing, to be honest.
no, no,
But I know I'm going to have to go and
that's
see
where
it.
that's where I'm a little bit worried. I am a little bit worried about it. I want it to do well. It'd be great to see like a new franchise come out. You know, something that really
Yeah.
taps into a younger audience and fills their bucket. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Look, that's going to wrap up
Yeah.
for our full moon sessions. So just to wrap up on the ones that we were just talking about just then, the ones that are coming out. We have got Insidious, The Red Door. Keep an ear out for that as we take our reviews of that in the coming days. We have The Horror of Dolores Roach, which also comes out at the end of the week as well. We've got Bird Box Barcelona coming out on Netflix in July the 14th, and that massive, massive banger that's we're really hoping it's going to take off called Talk to Me from the Raka Raka Boys in July 28th. And once again, don't forget you can get tickets to go and see it. Just hit us up here and let us know your thoughts on and your expectations, why you think it's going to be a big film or not. We'd love to hear from you. And the big one in Halloween from Blumhouse, Five Nights at Freddy's. Give us your take on any of those and what your thoughts are, post or pre them coming out. We'd love to hear from you here at Surgeons of Horror. And we hope you've enjoyed our first full moon sessions and our take on the films that were in 2023 and what's on the horizon with the fresh kills. I'm your host, as always, Saul Muerte, and I'd really love to thank Myles Davies for joining me on our first ever full moon sessions.
You're
Thank you,
welcome. It
Myles.
was fun. Thank you.
Until next time, remember always when the full moon rises, wolf out.